What is going on down there?
I'm looking for the tape. I don't know where my big white tape is.
Honey, look right in front of you underneath the rag. The blue tape? Jeez. Somebody's on a mission this morning.
Yeah, man, we're stuck here in the marina. We're on the dock. I do not want to be here. I just want to get the hell off this dock as quick as possible. So we are just jumping straight into boat projects because, well, that's what we came to New Zealand for.
That's right.
Right? Whoa, yes. It's windy.
Ooh.
I'm Nikki, this is Jason, and this is Curiosity, the driving force behind our thirst for exploration and discovery, literally and philosophically. And well, we've been pushing our curiosity pretty hard over the past several years. So now we've got some serious TLC to do.
All right, as Mr. Grumpy pointed out this morning, he is just a little bit grumpy today. We do have a mountain of boat projects to tackle, and well, it feels like we've just spent days on end just logistics and planning and getting parts and figuring out quotes, all that kind of stuff. But today is the day we are officially diving in. We're gonna get something done today, and there are 3 things that are keeping us on this dock, and that is the dinghy, the windows, and the massive hole that's in the center of our cockpit. Hold on, before you get started on that, do you want to tell people about Minion?
Yeah, sure. So Minion is our dinghy, and for the past 5 years, she's been fine. No issues with the way that she's set up. When we left Tonga, she was fine. There was no issues. But turns out, well, let me just show you. So Nikki had made these foam cushions that were wrapped in canvas to help protect Minion when we had her in offshore mode, because she's like way up here. We want to get her as high as possible so she doesn't get hit by waves. And unfortunately, when we got back to Tonga, the foam covers that she made were completely disintegrated, and we thought, oh well, we've got this other foam from some packaging that's like really dense. It'll be perfect. It'll be fine till we get to New Zealand and we can get canvas. Well, turns out it was the canvas plus the foam that kept this piece right here from cutting in to the dinghy. And without that piece, day 2 of sailing here, waves were kind of bad, cut through the foam, this bit right here sliced Minion. Then, because she had a slice, she deflated, and then she shook back and forth with the waves. We couldn't get her tight enough, and she rubbed 2 additional holes into the orca fabric. That is what happened to Minion while we were on passage. Whew, it's starting to spit, and it is windy.
What?
I don't know, I'm assuming 30 knots of wind.
It's a decent amount of wind. It feels so intense here at the dock. It sounds so intense.
Phew! Okay, a lot of people asked us why we didn't repair a Minion while we were out to sea, and well, the truth is, all we had was a patch kit, and a patch kit wasn't going to cut it. See what I did there? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bigger than a pinhole. A patch kit wasn't going to work. In fact, when we landed in New Zealand, we took it to the place in Opua that repairs dinghies, and they were like, no way, that repair is too big. There's only one guy that can do that, and he's in Whangarei, which is how we ended up sailing down here to Marsden Cove. We dropped Minion. We stripped her down, took her all the way down the dock, loaded her in a trailer, and drove her half an hour to Whangarei to drop her off. And a huge thank you to Grant. He's a South African, super friendly guy. We just seem to be surrounded by South Africans everywhere we go in our South African boat. I don't know what it is, but anyway, super friendly. Magnet. Thank you, Grant.
So we're going to start prepping these windows so that we can rip them out. And before I dive too hard into that, I want to take a second to tell you about today's sponsor, which is Omaze. And we like teaming up with Omaze because they give away unique prizes and they support great charities. And right now they are giving you the chance to win a 4x4 Sprinter van with an $80,000 eco conversion by Van Smith. With rooftop solar panels to power everything from the fridge to the interior lights, plus all natural building materials like wool insulation, a pine ceiling, bamboo countertops, and a carbon offset package to fund environmental repair programs. The best part is it is in support of the Honnold Foundation, as in founded by Alex Honnold. And if you don't know who he is, he's the guy that's been climbing the rock that you've been living under. I'm just kidding. I couldn't help myself. It was just too easy. Anyway, he really is a rock climbing, van dwelling madman who has been so inspired through his travels and his time in nature and living off the grid in his van that he started this foundation to make solar energy accessible for everyone, which is something we can totally get behind. The Honnold Foundation works with and awards grants to community organizations like SIBO to provide solar energy for remote indigenous communities in some of the most biodiverse rainforests on the planet. So to potentially win the Sprinter van with an $80,000 eco conversion and support the Honnold Foundation, just head over to omaze.com/GWTW. All right, I'm ready. Let's do this. All right, well, we thought we remembered taking them out the last time we did these windows, and then we kind of remembered that they were such a pain in the ass that we decided not to, and we just left them in. So I think that's what we're going to do again this time, because we have to deconstruct everything just to take the blinds off, and it's just not worth it. So, all right. Put this one back together?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you over. She's the worst job.
Did it touch anything?
Sort of. Keep going.
Yeah, unscrew all of that. And then the question is, would it come out even, or do I have to take that whole front thing off? And if I take the whole front thing off, that means I have to take the whole ceiling off.
No way.
That's not going to happen. We're not going to do that.
It certainly looks like it. I mean, look at all that.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah. No. It's just not lined up with those holes.
Yeah.
No. You're probably not hitting it enough. Do you want to talk about how much you hate the ceiling panels, but how much you love them?
I love them because they hide everything, but I hate them because they're a pain in the ass.
Ta-da! See? Cranky boys don't get the job done. I'm telling you.
I got the ceiling put back together.
Yeah. While Jason was cursing about the ceiling, I just went ahead and did the window all by myself. So. My thinking here is if I create a little skirt around the window, it will help catch all of the black caulk, well, it's
Caulk.
we're gonna call it caulk. Plus, that's a fun word to say. All the caulk will get caught up in there, and then the extra sheet just helps keep it all in there, prevent the mess. Because that's what we're trying to avoid: is a black, sticky, gooey mess. That's the whole point of all this trouble. at that. Like most of my jobs, not a thing of beauty, but it's gonna work. Well, these windows are definitely our biggest project, our most expensive project. We've been getting quotes for just about everything. One, just to see, does it make more sense to have somebody else do it, or should we do it ourselves? The windows is a real quick, we'll do that ourselves, because the quote came back at around $20,000. We were like, yep, we'll do the windows ourselves.
As much as we can.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we can't do the fabrication, but half of it was just labor of pulling them all out, cleaning them up, and reinstalling. So it's gonna be quite the job. Oh, and when we had the guy come out to give us a quote on the windows, it was great because whenever these first cracked, we kind of thought, ooh, that's not good. And then when the one cracked on the forward window while we were at sea, it did make us nervous, thinking like, ooh, maybe we really do have a problem here. Luckily, nobody's seen any signs of anything looking like a flexing issue, no structural issues. So that's like a big sigh of relief, right? So turns out, plastics guy says the windows are they're at the end of their life because they're fully exposed to the elements, UV being the biggest one. They degrade, and they're 16 years old, and he said the average lifespan is only 15 to 20 years. So that's it. They're cracking and they're starting to fall to bits because they're just so old. And he's gonna allow us to come into his factory and show how they're gonna, fabricate our new ones, and they send these off so these guys can still be recycled. So they'll send them off to the chipper and they'll turn into somebody else's windows further on down the road. It's kind of cool. Probably use a sponsorship from Kita. Tools are starting to look a little rusty too.
Yeah, that's in Milwaukee.
Oh.
But Makita would be great too.
Well, they're with the sponsorship. Okay, that was the last one. Time to
see what happens.
Hammer and chisel time.
Oh, baby.
Oh, man. There's going to be so much hammer and chisel in our future.
Yeah.
Whee. Okay. Oh. Okay.
It's gonna come pretty easy.
Yeah, okay, but I just want to point out they will not all be this easy.
No.
These were already delaminated, but the others are still firmly bedded in. And especially the side that we had redone before, that one still looks perfect, unfortunately. It's gonna be a thing. Like, it's gonna go like right at the end.
Well, you guys missed the rainbow. Sorry about that. It was gorgeous all the way.
It was a mad dash though.
Exactly. We are set, I think, for tonight. We will add some more tape when the sun comes up because it'll hopefully heat it up, make everything warm, maybe stick a little bit better. It's supposed to be super calm tomorrow, so I think we're gonna be okay.
And maybe we'll get some more windows done.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Gotta pick up the
Oh yeah, we're getting the dinghy tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh. Look at that.
It'll do. Hopefully.
Okay. We give an update on the hole in the boat?
On our sail down, the life raft locker disappeared at sea. It was quite exciting. We got really fortunate that the waves didn't get any worse. That first night though, they were blasting up, hitting the ceiling. Unfortunately, I didn't get any video of it because I was in survival mode. And I didn't film it, and it was dark. So what we think happened was one of the waves came up, hit the edge of the life raft locker, and pulled down on it. Probably just pulled down strong enough that it ripped it right off because the bolts are completely sheared, like flush to the bridge deck, the underneath of the bridge deck. And it's held in with a stainless steel bolts and these stainless steel bars. And it's something that we inspected all the time. Every time we'd be down there, we would just make sure it's tight, make sure it looks okay, but it's stainless, so you can't see when it's about to die. And I think it was just about to die. The waves hit it just right, and it was just weak enough to rip it off. Fortunately, it's not just our boat, it's other boats. We had Keith from Sailing Zatara reach out and say that his privilege is set up the same way. We had people in Outremer's, older Outremer, people in older Outremer's reach out and say they had the same thing happen, and of course, leopard owners that have leopards older than ours. But the year after, our friend CJ has a 2006, ours is a 2005. He's like, what do you mean your life raft locker got ripped out? Mine's like flush. So apparently the year after ours, they decided to get rid of this concept of a removable life raft locker because
it wasn't a requirement anymore.
Exactly. Basically, they thought if the catamaran flips, then you can reach down and pull out the life raft locker from the top of the catamaran. Then they figured out that catamarans don't really flip that often, so they no longer have to do that. It was a bad design. I understand why they did it back in the day, but now they don't do it anymore. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to completely glass it in, super strong so it can handle the waves hitting from below and the weight of the life raft inside. Just smooth fiberglass, make it look like there was never a removable locker. That's the plan. And we've gotten quotes from 3 different people. We're waiting on 2 more, and they range from $1,000 to $10,000. So
we're going to have to do a little more investigating. Yeah.
Anyway, that's that.
Yeah.
That's the life raft logger.
Yeah. All right. So, call it a night. Have a beer.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
After this day.
After the ceiling.
Hi.
Well, we didn't make amazing progress, but we made progress.
We made progress.
Projects are officially underway, and that's all that matters.
I'll give you the one with more.
That's exactly.
Cheers, honey.
Cheers.
What was that?
I was just saying, I'm like, maybe we made it look too easy. We took the windows out, but we have not. That's not where the work is. The work is in all the scraping that is going to happen to get all of the old caulk off, and the cleaning we have to do to prep the surface to be able to install the new windows. So that was the easy part. We have not done the hard. There's still way more work to do over there before we ever even start on these other ones. But that's for another day. Anyway, I just didn't want you thinking that was it.
Buzzkill.
I'm sorry. Anyway, good night. Getting into boat projects, all the crap we gotta do, and Jason's already yelling about being late after I've been sitting here waiting on him for like half an hour.
Jeez, call me out.
Yeah, jeez. Story of my life. We ever gonna go? Oh my gosh.
We're gonna go pick up Minion.
Anyway, yes, we're going to pick up Minion. Oh, my socks are wet. Dang it.
Okay, let's start this video.
This car is our friends Wags and Paula.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, who are unfortunately stuck in the US because of COVID. Their boat is stuck here, and they had purchased this car for a while they were here. And well, now we're getting to use it. So, miss you, Wags and Paula, wish you were here, but we're glad to have your car. Off like a turd of hurdles.
Like my grandpa used to say.
So the car thing I actually think is interesting.
So here in New Zealand, we got the comment so many times, it's just cheaper to buy a car if you're going to be here for 6 months and then sell it when you leave because it'll sell like that. Well, apparently that's what Wags and Paula did. That's kind of what a lot of cruisers do. But most of them don't buy a Volvo because it's very expensive to repair, and Volvos are notoriously
Breaking down,
yeah.
especially older ones.
Most of the people say you should buy like an older Japanese car, like a Toyota, you know, something safe, something vanilla. Although it is quite nice to drive this Volvo because it's pretty sporty.
Yeah.
Around the roundabouts.
But we're just hoping that we don't have any issues.
Yeah, we're trying to keep the miles down because we don't want to repair anything.
Look like you're going fast.
So you're probably wondering where we are. Barry did us a huge favor here and he took delivery of our dinghy.
Because we were on our road trip.
We were on a road trip. We got a call from the tender guy. He was kind of freaking out. He was supposed to take 3 weeks to fix it, and he did it in 3 days. And he's like, well, I can't store it for you for 3 weeks while you're on the blah, blah, blah. So anyway, Barry kindly said, I'm right down the street. He can drop it off here. So that's why we're here at a marina, picking up Minion.
Yep.
She's got her repair. 1, 2, 3 patches on the inside and the outside.
$360.
360 New Zealand dollars.
Yeah. Which you still owe Barry, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I gotta pay you, Barry.
What's that?
I gotta pay you.
Oh, Jesus, you do.
Yeah. I told you were gonna forget.
You nearly got away with that, didn't you?
This is Barry.
Hey.
Adventures of an Old Sea Dog. So many of you already know exactly who he is.
Some do, some don't. But right now, these guys owe me money, so I'm
That's
here.
So Barry, real quick for everybody who doesn't know who you are, give me the short version of your story.
Okay, a Brit. I left England about 5 years ago on my boat White Shadow, which is right there. It's a steel boat. I'm by myself. I got a sailing channel, Adventures of an Old Sea Dog. We lost a lot of time going through the reefs yesterday. It took most of the day. I probably made the mistake of going the wrong way around, but never mind. It's done, it's done. So, all good.
He was very casual about all of that, but he is a solo sailor and he started off very far away from where he is now. So if you are curious what it is like to be out at sea for days on end.
Many days.
Many days.
On end. Yeah.
So many days that your friends end up calling the Coast Guard because they're so concerned about you. You can watch those videos on YouTube.
Just nothing but trouble, really, honestly. Jason with a wallet was open. No, I can't be fair. He's just bought me lunch.
53,
360.
350?
60. You getting this?
Yep.
He's paying me. Pizzas! Yeah! Lovely, thank you, sir.
Oh, we owe you big time, man. That was...
I know, we still owe you a proper beer, so that we'll have to come back another day.
Yeah, we'll put this towards the beer fund.
Yeah. Fish and chips doesn't cut it. It's got to be fish, chips, and a beer. He said it's too early for beer. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
It was really, that was
Well, I got beer on the
surprised
boat
me.
if you want a beer.
That's a Yamaha.
Yeah, happy. I got a Yummy now. I remember I had a Mercury or something once. Was it Mercury? No, Tomahatsu. And this guy comes past me and he says, "You should have bought a Yamaha." I said 2 words to him. The first one.
Thanks, Barry. We'll see you in a bit.
Good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one.
All right, Nikki. I'll see you in an hour.
All right, have fun.
Yeah. Inshallah, as they say in Arabic, by the will of God.
By the will of God. I'll see you in an hour.
Yeah. We may or may not see him again.
I go that way, right?
Yeah. No, that way.
I think he's joking. Barry's been doing a very good job of selling this area of Whangarei and trying to get us to come and join him and be his neighbor here at the marina so that he's not so lonely, because as you can tell, there's just nobody around.
There's no one around here. I've got no one to talk to, so I need some nice neighbors. I can't find any, so they'll have to do it.
Yeah. COVID times, you'll take what you can get. Beggars can't be choosers.
I'm kidding, all right, I'm kidding.
Oh, well, thanks so much, Barry.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Keep an eye on my husband.
Okay,
but yeah.
I'd offer a beer, but our husband's going down the river and she's
No,
got
and
a
I've
car,
got to
so
drive.
it ain't gonna
so-
work out.
Yeah, so we'll come back and we'll do a beer and maybe a tour and something else fun together another day. Okay, so
Excellent.
see you back at the boat, Barry. Yeah.
Bye.
All right, I just left the marina. I am in the river. It's about 10 miles or so, and I can only go 5 knots. Got my watch on here. Yep, doing 5 knots. I'm 2 minutes in. See how far we go, how fast we go. I think there's a speed limit the whole way. Could be a long trip. It's supposed to be beautiful though. Just beautiful. Look at that. Woo. Oh man, gotta give my wrist and arm a break. It's Minion does not like going at 5 knots. She creates a pretty big wake and she jiggles a lot in the handle. So it really wears out my hand. It's crazy. She wants to go like 9 or 10 knots. This whole 5 knots business is, that's not what Minion wants. She wants to go fast. I think it's gonna open up right over here behind me and I can get a little speed. We've been going for about 35 minutes and we've only done 3.6 nautical miles, so still got a little ways to go here. Whew. Okay, it is absolutely beautiful though here, all around, just freaking stunning. Okay, here we go. It's cold! Made it back to Marsden Cove. That was 10.5 miles in about an hour. I'll tell you what, once I hit the throttle there and going about 15-20 knots, it got cold. I should have put on my other jacket. I don't know if I'm gonna recover. Need to get heat on Curiosity. Install a diesel heater or something. I don't know, man. Jeez. Have to have some hot tea. Jump under the covers. Okay. Woo! Beautiful sunset. Look at that.